Well, hello and welcome to another Daily Dominion. It seems that Sundays these days are the only days where I actually find the time to record these videos, but well, better than nothing, I guess. And in this one, again, we have some interesting campaign features, though broker being chameleonized essentially amounts to nothing as we'll see. As I can't talk today, as we'll see. And apart from that, we start with a stronghold, a tiara, and a goat instead of 3 coppers. Unfortunately, I'm not able to show you all of these cards because we seem to be having one of the worst opening hands this kingdom can offer. Like, we see our coppers and the estates all in the turn one hand. In the turn two hand, it wouldn't be as impactful. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Before we start, I have a small announcement, I guess. Look into the video description. I've linked a video of me playing the piano. I did not feel comfortable posting it as a proper video. It's unlisted, so only accessible via the link. But in case you're interested in stuff like this, let me know your thoughts. And that brings us to the kingdom overview, where we have strong cards, a strong draw, I guess, if set up properly in Artist. We have Broker letting us trash cards for cards, actions, coins, or favors. And with Broker being chameleonized, it means that whenever we choose the plus card action, we will get the plus coin action, or not action, but option. And if we choose the plus coin option, we'll get the plus cards. So yeah, it's just some mental gymnastics to make Broker different. Apart from this, we have Patrician Emporium, this split pile, which you can see over here. And after the patricians have been used up, 5 of them, we have access to Emporia. Then Pixie, of course, always coming in hot with the boons. Early on, it's amazing to get your hands on the Swamp's Gift to get 2 Will-O-Wisps, trashing your Pixie for that. And they're certainly usually handy cards to have. Fortress is nice in combination with Broker for sure. Combining them is like a weaker version of Apprentice, but at least, yeah, the fortress stays in your hand. And with the favors you get from Broker, we might also be able to do some interesting things with Band of Nomads, as this is the ally. I really cannot talk today, I'm sorry. And that means that when we gain a card costing 3 or more, we may spend a favor for plus card, plus action, plus buy. And yeah, this is usually very, very impactful in the opening. If only we had a proper opening. And because you can, I don't know, open with a 5 cost card and use the plus card option with your default favor that you get whenever there is a liaison in the kingdom. And that thus already trigger a shuffle turn 2. So I imagine this kingdom can be incredibly fast, and we'll see how we will fare against AI with this. Like, this is really the worst out of all bad openings I could imagine. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself already complaining. Apart from that, we have Tiara, which we start with 1 copy of. We have Baker, allowing us to start with his coffers. We have Crypt to be able to set aside treasures and put them into our hand, trickling back into our deck over time. Wealthy Village and Sack of Loot to gain loots, both pretty powerful. And Wealthy Village might actually be the way to go because um, since we start with a tiara in our deck at the very beginning, we only need to buy, I don't know, a silver at some point to have this 3 differently named treasures requirement. And villages will be nice with brokers anyways. So yeah, this is, I think, going to be some part of the deck we're going to build, like some broker, fortress, wealthy village stuff for draw. Maybe artists once we have some good payload in, once we have a few loots that can actually pay off the 8 debt, because it's rather expensive. And then yeah, we're going to try to build really big here and go for also the colonies and platinum. is a good source of victory points. With pixies being around, we might need to be a bit careful about piles. Pixies will probably pile, and the AI loves to pile drive those. And well, with Kintsugi and Goat, and especially Goat paired with the Tiara, that allows us to double play the Goat. Yeah, might be super fast in thinning down initially. Although we will stick with these three really annoying mistakes in the very beginning. So yeah, no. The more I think about it, the more I hate this opening. Like you mentioned, we had this is same kind of hand on turn one. We could use the favor. We could use the top decking of Tiara already and set up the next turn. But no, we are having this awful opening. Yeah, opening wise, in general, I think given this opening, I was thinking about opening Pixie. I'm not sure how much better or worse that is than just using Kintsugi and trash an estate from our hand. I believe trashing estate might actually be better. Next turn, we will have the Stronghold, the Tiara. By the way, Stronghold, I haven't found no way of actually showing you what Stronghold does. I think it's not listed here with all of this beautiful stuff. Stronghold, I believe, gives you gives you a choice of being either worth 3 money on play or plus 3 cards on the next turn. So next turn we will use this for the plus 3 money. So it also does get shuffled in again. We will probably trash our 2 remaining coppers with the Tiara and Goat combination. At least we have that combination going for us, but yeah, it's still awful. And we will hit 5 and could top deck. Um, what are we going to buy? We could buy a silver and top deck a pixie on turn 2, and then just hope to get through the shuffle relatively quickly again, going for wealthy village early. We are not that much in need of broker early on, or broker or draw in general. I think it's better to try to get to wealthy village and the loots as soon as possible. And yeah, also for that reason, I think we're just going to Kintsugi away an estate here. Yeah, sorry for this really long introduction, but there's just a lot going on in this kingdom. And I'd say we start. I didn't prepare any opening advice because with all of those cards, there are so many things to do in the opening. Just make sure you use the top decking of Tiara in a good way. Try to thin as much as possible. And yeah, AI has this amazing turn one hand. I mean, okay, yeah, it had the inverted hand of us, but um, it did get to top deck a sack of loot already, so that's insanity. Yeah, let's go for this plus 3, trash 2, and go for a pixie, top deck the pixie, and go for a silver, I believe, or just another pixie actually. Maybe the silver should only come once we have maybe the stronghold set to its draw mode and just keep super thin. Maybe also we'll be able to trash the pixie. Yeah, the more I think about it, the better I like this. Okay, I get the balloons as loot. Do we want to trash the pixie for trashing one more estate this turn? I think we don't need it. We have the goat. Although that would mean that we could use the stronghold for plus 3 money for sure. What else do we have down there? We have the tiara, we have 2 coppers, and that's it. So we will probably draw something that our goat can trash. Yeah, I would say we trash here and gain silvers. That sounds pretty good. Initially, well, okay, now the goat cannot trash anything, but this means that we yeah, just gain 2 silvers. Ah, no, we can even make use of this to draw a card. That's amazing. And yeah, just draw this copper. Say, okay, we are fine with. Am I stupid? Why am I talking about gaining those silvers the whole time when we have 3 treasures at our disposal? I am indeed actually stupid. So now I wonder, do we go for the greedy play? Do we go for the greedy play and go for just +3 money, top deck a wealthy village, and see where we go from there? Or do we go for the next turn 3 cards, Tiara the Goat to top deck, I don't know, another Pixie, and the next turn have a lot of money and our deck in our hand, be able to trash out the last 2 coppers? I think I like that a tiny bit better. So we can just go for this, and it's a bit more conservative, or it's much more conservative. Could have, thinking about it, we could have even, yeah, we should have even played the Stronghold normally. Um, but okay. This we don't want, so I think we just double play the silver, gain this wealthy village, which we can top deck. This we don't need to top deck, and we top deck another one of those. And now we should get our hands on a broker. And actually, figurehead is not a great loot here because we want to see the loot every turn. And we won't be able to do that with that kind of loot. Oh well, let's play the wealthy village first to have as much information as we can. And do we pixie for... I believe we do, no? We could go for a broker and a fortress. And we either draw the figurehead or the other silver. I think it's fine. Yeah, that's good. Let's not do that with the pixie. Go for the 3 money. Just play the figurehead normally, I believe. Or is it worth to get the tiara stuck in play to go for... Yeah, I guess we could be a bit on the greedy side here. Just get another tiara in and another wealthy village for... I guess I can top deck it. I am not playing this well. I thought the wealthy village would yield a loot, but well, you can tell that I haven't really been playing Dominion in a very concentrated way the last few days. Yeah, this is really bad. We might really just lose this straight up, with AI being ahead as it is. Mm, man, I am sorry for this performance. You must be screaming at your screen. At least we get to do the fun plus card thing to get money. Or let's actually do that later. Let's play the pixie first and then see what this will yield. Okay, we don't need that. Now let's do the plus cards here. Say, okay, we draw with that next turn. Tiara this. Yeah, but we have so little stuff. It's really, really, really bad. At least we get to go for a sack of loot now and probably just a wealthy village. Let's gain a loot with that. Yeah, even this prompt didn't come up last time, and okay, we get a slightly suboptimal loot in Endless Chalice. This is not what we want to see. But it's not the loot that's to blame. It's mainly my bad performance that's to blame here. Mm. What's kind of scary is that AI has already gained a gold because of it has gotten the doubloons. That means that Kintsugi can be used for it to remodel, and with that, it could very easily remodel, I don't know, its gold into province, its loots into platina. Well, that's not that great, but yeah, let's see how it will fare. How did it play the stronghold? For the plus money, okay. So it will probably, hopefully have trouble drawing next turn, but if it top decks like an artist, yeah, it's so far ahead. Gosh darn. Um, well, we will at least for sure get to draw here. Swamp's Gift at this point is not even worth it, I think. And do we kill the fortress for draw? What is down there? We have silver, tiara, and the third super bad wealthy village down there. So it's probably not worth it to draw into that. So let's just get the money from the chameleon and just draw into it like this. Let's use one of the tiaras for double playing figurehead, one of the tiaras for double playing sack of loot. Decline that, it doesn't matter. And then we should certainly also top deck an artist this turn. And we should, yeah, probably get just some more payload. Another tiara because we're getting rid of that one. Top deck a pixie cannot be bad, especially with artist. And yeah, see where this leads us. But we're just so incredibly, incredibly far behind. Wow. Yeah, and AI is not going to have any trouble drawing with these artists. Yeah, this is rough. It has, yeah, a lot of good stuff in its deck. It has an automatic payload increase in its sack of loot. It won't have a figurehead coming in, so let's see how smart it is about top decking stuff for its next turn. But really, I wouldn't be too surprised if it plays this, like, brings this one to the finish line in an okay way. Yeah, wow. What an underperformance on my part. I, oh well, you can't always have the best runs, right? It's going for another wealthy village with a hammer, which is a great loot here. Top decking the hammer. Is it going to top deck the artist is the question. Because if it doesn't, then we might have a chance. But if it does, then it will probably draw its deck. Next turn. Artist? Artist? No artist. Okay, we might have a slight chance, but yeah, here this would be amazing, but I'd rather just play the stronghold next turn for next turn reliability because this will draw us one more card with although no, I think we can justify this. We mainly have cantrips down there in the wealthy villages and fortress and broker. Of course, it would have been nice to get the stronghold into play before the artist, but yeah, this should be fine. Yeah, we even draw through anyways. Get to... Do we want those two silvers? Probably not. I mean, it's payload. And next turn, hopefully... Well, we might as well draw into those. So we go for the plus coins. No, actually we go for the plus cards and money like this and then play the fortress, of course. And this one just for safety, we play for next turn. Let's double play a sack of loot to get two more loots. This secondary endless chalice will probably be brokered next turn because it's not good to have in play with the artist. Like one is perfect, but two is really bad. And we go for that. Attack AI here. That's also really nice. And decline that. Play that for... So for next turn we will have, I believe, two two things in play already. But yeah, so what do we gain here? Top card is a silver, so maybe we just buy broker, top deck that, wealthy village, top deck that. Um, hmm, I would love to buy at least one colony this turn, so maybe it's just, and platinum of course would also be great, but maybe we can't justify that. So, and some sort of cantrip we should top deck certainly, either Emporium or Wealthy Village, just for the artist we're about to top deck to draw a bit more. Yeah, why not an Emporium? Mm, but I would also love to get another broker. Well, how about this? We top deck the Wealthy Village and the broker and the loot, and then the broker can also kill the loot. Although staff is maybe too nice of a loot to kill. Decline that. And yeah, I think just top deck this, pay off the debt, and hopefully have a nice next turn. Let's see how AI will do here. It will probably draw its deck, and in that case we might be in trouble because it might be able to like double or triple province, double or triple colony here, which would mean that we would need to double colony and triple province or something like that, something insane. That is probably not going to happen. And even if it doesn't triple colony, it might get to lower piles enough. Well, I guess the estates plus the wealthy villages would be 36 money and 12 buys. I believe it doesn't have the 12 buys. But yeah, it drawing its deck there is certainly scary. I believe it should have played the sack of loot before double playing the orb with Tiara. That's maybe a slight misplay, but also not going to matter too much. Eh, this really goes to show what can go wrong if you don't play at full concentration, but also with like the objectively worse opening, like much, much worse opening in terms of yeah, opening speed. Hammer, as I said, is an amazing loot, and yeah, I will probably get to triple a colony here. What are we going to do against this? We need to like quad province and hope that AI does not. Ah, okay, okay. No triple colony. This means that for us, triple colony plus province plus even a state might win. Do we have enough payload? Is the question. We might if we use our brokers wisely. So, do we play those two wealthy villages before the artist? Hmm, I think we need to broker this wealthy village, unfortunately. We might have enough payload if we do that. So we go for the plus coins. Now the artist will draw 5 cards. This artist will draw 4 cards, which is good. And we have enough to... Let's think about this. We will be able... How much money is this? This is very annoying to count, but we will be able to have 10 from the platina. And I don't want to count this out. We have 8 from the silvers. 1 tiara's gone for the platinum. That's 6 from the sword, 6 from the staff. So that's already 16 plus 8 is 24. Yeah, it should be enough for 33, no? If we kill a wealthy village with the broker for coins, if we play the sack of loot, gaining us a loot that at least gives 3 money as the endless chalices are out. Yeah, I think we should. Like I'm eyeballing it at this point. I'm annoyed enough. So we just play the sack of loot normally, right? It doesn't make sense to play it twice because we won't be able to draw into both things. I mean, we could, in principle, draw into both things by double playing the staff and not trashing the wealthy village, but I think it's more money. Let's go for this. Okay, a hammer is amazing. We get to staff the fortress, and now double play all of this, double play the hammer for, I guess, 2 estates. Double play whatever now and now. We could even get more buys if we wanted to by not double playing this hammer. And yeah, play this, play that, play this, play that. And yeah, we should be able to take it home nonetheless. But this is just due to like utterly severe misplays by AI. We should not have won this, like for sure. Especially with that lopsided opening of AI having that amazing opening while we had that super sad opening. Like, see what AI drew here. We drew 2 coppers and 3 estates. AI drew the goat, the coppers, the stronghold, and the tiara. But also, I don't think sack of loot should be the thing you go for with that opening. You should just top deck maybe a broker. Or since you have the 2 buys, broker and pixie actually. And even draw 1 card off the Band of Nomads. Yeah, you should be able to accelerate enormously. And you should also be able to win this in like 7 turns maybe. Like what we did was incredibly slow due to my misplays with the wealthy village. Like stupidity at its peak, but well, we managed to take it home somehow. Anyways, that wraps up today's video, and as I said, feel free to check out the link in the description if you want to see me play some piano. And apart from that, there's not much else left for me to do, except for that I will try to catch you in the next one. And until then, goodbye.